This beautiful plant is growing like you should be too. Let's get into this, shall we? Boom, baby, boom! Rise and shine. Let's get some light into our lives, yo. I want to get this morning marijuana motivation time. This little tree was about to hear. Okay, this is growth. This is what growth looks like. It took chopping the trees. My mom actually came and trimmed all the little leaves down below. Actually, you can see it. Oh shit, I'm gonna serve myself. This is where she trimmed it, and this is where it grew back. See, it grew back from the bottom. Oh shit, I'm fucking it up, but I don't know if you can see that, but it grew back from the bottom even stronger. And it's important that we have this conversation this morning. Hopefully, you can see it through this blazing light. It's that shine, that blazing shine of light into our lives. Um, that is the classic example of what I wanted to talk about this morning about trimming and growing. And, to trim to grow better, or trim to grow more, or getting rid of excess weight. There used to be our old branch, and now there's new growth. And I just stare at these things and I marvel at the genius of life. I was watching last night one of the guys talk on the well, it was an excerpt of Joe Rogan's show, but the guy that I watched, the Good Morning Little Bean, Rise and Shine, get your Rise and Shine on. We're gonna get into it this morning, per usual. This is a tough subject, right? First of all, Taurus season, Zodiacs on shirts. I just want to say shout out to my brother Hamilton. He just had his birthday May 1st. I'm April 21st right now. It's Taurus season. So any Zodiacs are out there, we're going to get you guys blessed up with some designs. Uh, the growth is real, right? Like, just like if you're grafting onto a tree, your parents grafted you together. Motivation. We got to get an A in that motivation. We're going to get into it right now. Um, if you haven't already, join Weed Club. Yes, Lil Bean, you have to get your Weed Club card. That's why I'm showing it to you, and get you your sworn in, if you will. So here, let's get some weed out of this jar. Let's get some shine into our lives, and let's talk about some growth, because that's exactly what I call the interpersonal relationships. Okay, if you can imagine a life where you never got into an argument, never miscommunicated with someone, never went back out. She said, "All in, baby." You already know. That's how we always, always all in. Shoot, what she talking about? How we do it. Shout out to Weed Swag Bags. You already got one, but make sure you guys get your Weed Swag Bag on. We're throwing in a Kush lotion this morning. My friend Jess, she ordered one, and or yesterday or whatever, and she also got a Join Weed Club shirt as well. So you get the Weed Club shirt, you get the Weed Swag Bags, Weed on shirts, and then I'm missing something. What else did she get? The lotion. There it is. It's in the bag. I couldn't see it. So Kush Lotions is getting huge, y'all. People need the pain free. They need the stability. They need, the joints not to hurt, just like we need our minds not to hurt or our souls not to hurt. And we get so much hurt from this. Our interpersonal miscommunications is what I should be calling it, because it's a miscommunication between two emotional people. She's like, I need that. That's right. You already know. And it's so difficult. Our hearts hurt, when we argue with friends. It's like, how can you be so close to me? I invite you into my home, I feed you, I play video games with you, and break bread with you, and then next thing you know, you be at each other's throats. It's a very scary situation that I just went through, where I didn't have the interpersonal communication skills to push it off. You know what I mean? To pull it off. And I know, if I'm telling the truth, a lot of us are saying that, that we weren't in our best form when we had that miscommunication, and therefore something had happened. Something miscommunicated, misfired, and now we're stuck in a situation where we're still emotional and not getting the results that we want. That's a very difficult situation to be in. It's not easy changing your behavior. It's not easy finding a different path. If we could just be in some sort of control, some seemingly in control of our actual emotions, it would be a masterclass. The mastery of our emotions is really what life is about, and people go to accumulate or to just enjoy, but it's also to learn and to grow. And that's why I love showing off that plant this morning. I expect it to be so bushy and and green, but it used to be brown and skinny. It used to be frail, and that's all of us, right? And we go from these extreme moments of strength, like a tree trunk, and then frail, like a leaf. And it's interesting because it's like, everybody wants to be strong. What I mean? Everybody wants to have mental fortitude and not to be fuck withable, right? I'm trying to give you the keys to that machine. I'm trying to give the keys to other human beings. Like I was just talking to my friend all the way in New Zealand. He said, I'm practicing it too, Saint. I'm practicing what you preaching. And I was like, that really made my heart smile, that other human beings are listening to this lesson that I'm learning with them. And I told him I can't call it anything, right? Like I can't call this. I can't say it's mine. I can't give it a name. It's not like a puppy I can take home. This is just straight healing. And what's really interesting is I'm not the only one healing. Everyone else kind of needed that. You need it sometimes. You're gonna need a way to figure out yourself and your relationships. And why all this, you can say, oh, that person's so toxic, or they're bringing me all this negativity. Odds are you're probably the negative one too. If we're all keeping it real, no one's perfect. That's why I call it saint's addiction. You know what I mean? Like even a saint's got addictions, but a saint needed to learn a new trick, and that was emotional stability. And it's not something that they practice in school, and it's not something that we all know of, but we all need. Literally, everyone needs emotional stability. Everyone needs to get their mind right. Everybody needs to get their soul right. And what made me so smile about my homie, shout out to Benny Mac down in New Zealand. We're going to start doing a show together and doing some really cool podcast stuff. But that's not what this one's about. This one's about him practicing it too. See, my friend's really funny. He's a cool guy. I like him a lot. And we can say that about all of our friends. And we say that about ourselves too, right? Love him. Here's the catch. He also has road rage. Inside of us are a bunch of demons we cannot see. A lot of people, I got hair in my mouth. A lot of people, we go around pretending that we got our shit together. We'll self-medicate, we'll get around people and we can't wait to drink with them and go, hey, yo, get on my level, right? Here's a new level I want everyone to get on is imagine a level, and this is something that I was just talking with my friend, imagine a level where you improve the outcome of a conversation, where you listened more, where you didn't interrupt, and the other person felt really good about meeting you and wants to meet you again. That's like 5 quick things real quick, but that's something that I wanted to give to the world before I die, is the ability to change the outcome of something, right? Like most people are like, whoa, shit, as soon as I get money, it's all going to be all good. Money, I give you a bunch of it, doesn't give you financial wisdom, right? Like how many athletes have we seen, or actors, the Johnny Depps, the Mike Tysons of the world, that just blow through ridiculous amount of money? You know what I mean? Like I don't even have to say the number. It's just like you would think a tenth of that you'd be able to live forever without having no problems. And here we are, we watch people with all the talent lose all the money constantly over and over again. I gotta mention the defamation case with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. We look at these actors. I was listening. I was passing by some flyers, some print and hour flyers last night, and I heard some kids talk about objection, and I'm like, what the fuck are they talking? Oh, the case. They're going over someone else's case because they don't have a life to live of their own. And I get it. That's what movies are for, escapism, the whole bit. But the deeper we go with it, and if you're willing to stick with me this hour today, you're going to get something profound. My friend was starting to talk to me and almost made me cry because like, I've been practicing what you preach, Saint. And I'm like, we all need to work on our temper. It needs to be said. We all need to work on our souls, that inner work, that inner demon. Like, why am I drinking? Why am I swinging on people? Why am I arguing with people? Why is my voice getting raised up? Why am I getting so much flack or static, as we used to call in the streets, that static electricity that shocks you just by walking across the room? There is so much of us inside of our personalities, inside of our habits, inside of what really makes us who we are, our consciousness, right? And in my education, right, learning, I was reading, and again, I'm gonna go back to communication because I was sharing this with my friend last night. It's so strong of a message, but how many of us are talking without wanting suffering to end at the end? How many of us are speaking to people with the actual act of understanding and healing? That's not much. I'm gonna be real with you too. It's not much, man. I'll get in my way, and I feel like it's my duty and responsibility to let everybody know how I feel and ruin moods and ruin morale and all sorts of stuff that I learned from my parents. Mostly my mom. She can be a drama queen. If it's drama time, it's like, yo, I'll slam doors, raise voices, get frustrated, and there it is. If you never got frustrated, think about how much of that cortisol is not in your body, how much of a vibe comes back inside of you, and how well you can adjust to future dramas. And that's what we really want. We don't want to be fucked with. Nobody wants to have arguments with friends or lose friendships or no one. No one's in that line, but it happens all the time. This is the 21st century, and no one has any networks that they are loyal to, right? You know what I mean? It's so easy to swipe right, and you could follow somebody for years on Instagram and then in seconds lose all that connection in seconds. So it's a soft network, and you will never get a chance to really get conflict resolution. We never get a chance to really communicate with somebody. Everybody just swiping left as if we can just do that. Now, what if you got a coworker and you've been having the job for a hot minute and you can't swipe left? And you got to see this motherfucker every day. And that's what my friend was telling me too. I thought it was so funny. We were at a little island in Brazil, and he was like, yeah, it's a small town, man. You don't either see nobody, or now you got to see somebody you don't want to see often. And I was thinking that was so funny. It was almost like middle school. You know what I mean? You're like, fuck, I got to see this motherfucker again. Everything about my life is awesome till art class or PE or whatever you got to do. You got to bump into this motherfucker again. And we all got that relationship where there's it's easy when you like somebody. It's easy when you're a big fan and everything's going well and everybody wants to smoke weed together and it's all peace and love, and it's can we all get along, smoke a bong? What happens when there's no more bong? And what happens when you're stuck in a situation where you need to communicate with someone? It goes sideways all the time. We watch people do it on airplanes. We watch people freak the fuck out and tear each other heads off and get really who they are, right? So when you're encapsulated, you can't run nowhere. You're in a tube, and you got your own anxiety inside. You're gonna respond a certain way, right? Like we all like to pretend like we're better than now, but we watch the same videos. Mike Tyson can come swinging on your ass if you get obnoxious. If you feel like you're been slighted or need to tell somebody off, or you need your personal space, right? We completely fuck up our communication skills from the jump, and now we're ruined. Now we're stuck. Let me get this. I want to smoke this. I need a lighter. This one happened. Oh, old bloom lighter left outside. Let me get my monkey tail. Hold tight. That's what she needs, a monkey tail. If you don't have your monkey tail, you will get your lighter lost, stolen, or taken. You gotta get yourself a wireless lighter leash. So that way, whenever you put it on your belt loop, somebody's like, yo, you got a lighter? You're like, I sure the fuck do. Snap. Here you go, bruh. Here you go, bruh. And that's what I'm doing this morning is here you go, bro. This is for all humans out there. Anybody gets to watch this show. Interpersonal communications, everything you've ever worked on in your whole entire life. It's every interaction from a random grocery store person to your most intimate conversations with somebody that's inside you or you're inside them. I'm talking extremely intimate. And the range is so huge for us, right? The amount of passion and interest we have when we're in love or making lust, and the amount of attention we give to just random strangers, random interactions, it all adds up. So it's like the ones you treat the best, and this is usually the people that are closest to us too, by the way. This is psychology. It's like we only do this to people that we can get away with it. I'm gonna say this again. We only treat people like shit when we think we can get away with it. Love us. This person will still be around. I can act a fool and they still love me. Right? Somebody interrupted here. Please text me. Thank you very much. Yep. Bless up. I hope you guys are smoking with me. We're going to get our minds right real quick. For a long time, because it's so important that we communicate with each other properly. one of the big things that I noticed coming out of my mouth, and this is something that my friend was learning in New Zealand, was catching myself. I have patterns. You have patterns. We have behavioral patterns that we end up pulling shit on these people, the people that we're usually closest to us, we pull shit with. We would never pull that shit with a dog or a stranger or someone we just met, but it's the ones that we're closest with. Like, I'm grumpy, someone got me a birthday present and I bitch about my birthday present. You would never do that with a stranger. You would be like, oh my God, thank you so much. And you make it so much, oh my God, you do that. As your parents, you're like, I thought I got the blue basketball. You're like, sound like a little bitch, you know what I mean? Like a little kid, little snobby, little fucking snot nosed little kid saying some stupid shit, like ungrateful shit, unlistening shit, uncaring shit. And that's what we do. We'll be like, uh-huh. You know what I mean? You'll get checked out. Go have a blessed day. Uh-huh. Like we didn't do any effort to make it shine on the end. Right? We didn't make anything extra special by us being there. In fact, we acted like other people, and because it's recorded, we say, you stupid bitch, answer my motherfucking call right now. Because we don't think anybody's doing that. You see, that's what the first thing happened. You won't be able to get a chance to. I just got a deal too. Someone said, you dropped off my flyer yesterday. That's cool. But if I didn't get my ass up, I wouldn't have got the deal. If I don't fucking change my mouth, I won't get the communication. Very similar equation here that most of us aren't doing. And it's so scary to me that I didn't even know I wasn't doing it. I would just be in my own way. I'd be in my own head, and then things would just happen. So let me see you in Blessed Time to Smoke with your Mark. Can you see? Can I screen print? What? The dye? I don't understand. Tie dye? Yeah, you can always screen print tie dye. Somebody just hit me up for some. Okay, here we go. Perfect. I got the screenshot. Anyway, so I can call them later. After the show, we got to get our minds right first, because then I'll get a nice customer. Holler at me. Follow me on this thought. What I loved about last night was going to people, right? And talking to the food trucks. That was my goal, get all the food trucks. Sticker at an hour, shirt at an hour. People needed something, right? So that was pretty easy last night. Should I print an hours flyer? I'll bring it. I'll grab it. But what I was doing was reaching out to people that have interpersonal communication skills. Nothing's better than a business owner, because they know outside of their family groups, normally you're only communicating with the people that you grew up with, and they already got to deal with your stupid ass. Like that's what it is. Like, you already know, they know your pattern, you know their pattern, and you guys are kind of stuck in a pattern. I'm talking about complete stranger. Boom, here's a new order. Hi, how may I take your order? If you wanted to take someone's order, you would know that you got to work on your interpersonal communication skills. If you are the person that takes the fry order in McDonald's, you need to be a people person. The person that's not a people person, like we used to say, not a people person, goes to the back and works on the fries so they don't assault people. It is such a smoother transition when you have a hostess seat you inside of a restaurant in a new environment versus you trying to seat yourself in a chaotic environment where you have no fucking clue. You got no form of reference, Donnie, and that's what's fucking happening. We don't have a reference of ourselves. We're not seeing ourselves. We're not seeing our actions deteriorate other behavior. We'll say something snarky and stupid and disrespectful to somebody and just walk the fuck off, and that person is now on fire. Right? We spit fire is what I call it. You can spit diamonds or you can spit fire. Now I'm spitting fire on somebody. I think I won the argument. I think I won one over because I told them off and they fucked off. Well, now they're fucked off. Now I've lit them on fire. Now they're going around to all the other little Indians and lighting it on fire, telling them about you and how you're such a piece of shit. And now they're on a campaign and you've given them all the energy. You think you won the battle, but now you've empowered them to be your number one hater. Right? And most of you be like, yeah, I got a fan. No, I'm talking about somebody that's literally spending their good time talking bad about you. And that's just so interesting to me. We think we won the argument, we think we won the battle, but there's a war going on out there. People having a war inside of their bodies, inside of their minds, really. And I didn't improve that battle. Right? Instead of leaving them with harmony and peace, I left them with my stress. Now I'm the little Indian on fire. I'll tell you a quick example. When I was in middle school, AIDS was a big deal, and we did a school project where everybody was supposed to sleep with each other, and we walked around and put a little bit of our juice inside of each test tube, like we were having sex, 12, 14-year-olds thinking about sex, but not having sex, but talking about sex and mixing test tubes. Anyway, point being is that when they dropped it across and added the mixture, the catalyst, the one with yours turned purple or reddish, you caught AIDS, right? It was trying to demonstrate how when you sleep with so many different people, how you can catch AIDS. Anyway, this is the same thing I'm talking about, how you can catch negativity. Like, feel me on that. Feel me on that. Where you've surrounded yourself with toxic people, and they only do talk shit and they're very jealous people. That's the outside, yo. I'm talking about you. Like, the only thing you got control over, are you saying the right things to motherfuckers? I'm being real. Are you motherfuckering people? I'm being real. And the truth of it is usually when we're stressed out, we feel entitled to this chin check. Like, you need to be chin check right now, homie. I'm in a mood. You don't want none. And how many of us has ever said that? You don't want none, and you're on it. You're like defensive, claws out. I'm ready to scrape your eyes out, bitch. Come get some. And I got that in me. I'm being honest. I got that in me. I got that fight in me where for no reason, I never got no freeze in me. I never got, okay, you're no danger to me. Let me just sit and hear what you got to say. That's true. I feel that. That's also true. I feel that as well. And sit there and actually have that conversation with somebody instead of dominate the conversation, tell them about themselves, break them off something proper, blah 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 blah. And then you did this, blah, but then you did that, blah. Blah, blah. But I personally, Mark Saint Arnaud, could not see myself acting like my father. I couldn't see myself acting like an asshole. I was chewing like nicotine or cocaine or whatever else. I was gnawing on it with no self control. Nobody could stop me. And I know how people feel. You know, who else wants to fuck with Hollywood Cole? Rip off my shirt. I'm in the parking lot. Somebody's gonna get some. I am so out of pocket that I can't even stop myself. Yeah, I couldn't stop myself. So that meant I had no self control. And if we had some controls over our emotions, our abilities, our desires, our behaviors, our habits, then why didn't I have no control over myself that night or that day or any other situation I've been in? Where did I not find myself as an intelligent person, as somebody that had words, that had communication and could figure it out? I'll wait. And so many times I sent in me, that player, that Willie Steeman Beeman, about to Hollywood Cole, rip my shirt off and go get some in the parking lot, and realized that I was sending myself out to get hung. You know what I mean? I was sending myself out to show off my ass, to really make myself look a fool and completely solidify my asshole status to other people. I'll wait. How many of us have left our bad side on other people? And none of us are Jesus or Buddha, so it's really hard to not have envy or jealousy or anger, right? Like, anger is such a human emotion that's in everybody. You could watch it anytime you want. It could be an 83-year-old lady. You cut her off, she could be like, fuck you. And you're just like, there it is. There's the venom. There it is when you're speaking to people ill. There it is when you're talking back to them. There it is. And this isn't just like a karma thing or an eccentric thing or an existential thing. This isn't like that at all. It's just you. You. And I mean you, whoever's listening to this, and I'm pointing to me too, because it's me. It's me that's choosing the words that's out of my mouth. It's me that didn't get an education to learn how to control myself. It's me that's popping off on people and thinking that's all right. I never learned that the fire was gonna come back to me. Right? It's like Nero watching Rome burn. He's just dancing and playing his flute and fiddle. How many of us are doing that? We're just dancing while we're being self-destructive. I mean, it's almost like the drink in our hand. We're like, yeah, I'm fucking up my future. Let me take a selfie while I'm getting wasted. It's like the last selfie of selfies. I've been there. I've been there taking pictures of my fucked up ass, passing out, getting arrested in a Mexico cruise. That happened, dude. That happened. All I can remember is like the soldiers coming out with M16s and shit. Whack, hit me in the fucking kidney. I peed my pants. Like, I got stories to tell of self sabotage. And if you comment below, if you watched for the full 24 minutes, I'm sure that you got the self sabotage story too. I'm sure you go into your life and you said, if I had controlled my emotions in that moment. Think about that. Think about how limitless your life would be if you didn't have any altercations, if you weren't aggressive with everyone and you left them with some peace and prosperity, that you didn't mix that blood, that AIDS, that negativity, that venom with other people's test tube, that you actually take a concentrated effort. Shout out to Benny Mac again. He's like, man, I've been practicing what you preach, and I find things to be more harmonious. Nothing else has changed, but now you guys get to be harmonious. And that's something that all of us seek, but we can't find it within ourselves. So we keep bleeding on others. They say that hurt people like to hurt other people. It's the truth. Because only when you're healed will you be able to heal someone else. When I had no self control, all of a sudden my shit was all fucked up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like my shit was all fucked up. Let me get these guys again. I got neighbors where they got no communication skills whatsoever. I tried to communicate with them yesterday and then tell them, hey, yo, I record a show. Let's all be cool. It's hard to do. So reach, preach, and teach. I'm about to do that. As soon as I finish this blow, I'm going to drop it to them and tell them, like, give me 30 minutes so I can finish the show without somebody talking in the background. That was my strategy. If I go tell these young punks that they're fucking punks, it's going to piss them off and they'll probably start throwing shit at me, right? Like, our outcomes are determined by the outcome that we give, right? Like if it's the attitude, if it's this energy, if it's the way that we perceive things to be, then that's what we're going to keep developing, and it was just like, oh shit, no way. I had more control than I thought I did. I had more involvement with the outcome, that I actually sway the it's me, two watermelons, hi, um, to sway the outcome. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, who wants to sit at the blackjack table or the roulette wheel and be able to turn the ball a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could just like, we'll do all reds, we'll do all blacks, we'll do just that, and have some sort of an idea of moving the ball. And that's like there's a form of illusion of control. Like like we have some control over our environment. You ain't gonna control a dinosaur fucking asteroid in the sky, right? Like these things are out of our control. But controlling ourselves, this is our full fucking stick shift right here in our chest, and we don't use it. We're like usually stuck in first gear, stuck in first grade, stuck in first emotion. Like, how many of us can shift past an emotion? This is a great analogy. I just came up with this in my head, but think about that, where you're revving that first hate gear. Now I'm about to throw it down to violence. I'm about to put it in your face. You know what I mean? Like, you're shifting through your emotions so fast as an Indianapolis car driver. You know what I mean? This is NASCAR fucking fast. In our heads, we're switching really quickly, especially if you're in the reptile brain and you're just all emotional. Flight, fight, response, fear, freeze, flight. Like we're throwing out all sorts of quickness. If that was with more control, if that had never got triggered in the first place, you're not a reptile, you're a mammal. But as soon as we get emotional, we get very reptilian. I think the limbic system back here, it just skips all of that processing. Your not your hemoglobin, your Abdullah oblongata. There's what's the one in the back here. Anyway, we should all be studying our brains anyway, know every portion of every organ, but we don't. We barely know ourselves. We don't know what's the hypothalamus. Anyway, so your boy saying, I be studying this stuff, and this is why I'm sharing it with you. I'm telling you, I'm reach, preach, and teach. You got to do some research on it, and then to have my friends practice it too was like a religion. It was like a religious experience. It's like, oh, so you chose Buddhism? It's like, oh shit, I chose intelligentism. I went and fucking found myself and I said, damn, do I know me more than anybody else? I know my ass. I know when I'm acting like an ass and I know like I'm being an ass and I'm talking to somebody with ass in my mouth. It's like, that's what's wrong with your breath because you be talking shit. True story, bro. Be talking too much shit, and now you wonder why people don't respect you, why people block you, why I'm saying this to myself, but in general it happens to everyone, why we're so lonely is the last little weird ass little fucking we couldn't take selfies blew up into an abortion. Like, we take the littlest things and make them into the biggest things. We can't wait to have some drama in our lives, but to fix the topic, to actually talk to someone and communicate and figure it out, where now y'all ain't jaw jocking at each other and you ain't mad at somebody and you're not being vindictive and they're not being vindictive to you and you don't start the fire. We didn't start the fire. Yeah, indubitably. Yeah, well, indomitable is one of my favorite words. It's the indomitable snowman. I mean, to be unfuckwithable is what Brittany told me, but I want to be unfuckwithable. What's your weight goal or whatever? mental stability. I mean, if you could really just not see it, like, and there's all the haters are in your ear, and you got, what did they say? Um, what did they say? You know, something. God damn it, Little Wayne and my weed something. Ray Charles to the bullshit, right? I Ray Charles to the bullshit, bro. You know what I mean? So Ray Charles to the bullshit. All of a sudden, I can't see that. I can't see what you're saying. I can communicate with someone. I don't have to be a blind man and block out. That's another stonewalling is another form of abuse. That's not what I'm talking about at all. What I'm talking about is actually going out there and fucking doing the damn thing, right? When you're saying I'm still doing my thing, regardless of somebody being a hater or not, I can understand a hater, right? Like I can understand envy, I can understand jealousy because I get that way. What I don't understand is people that go out of their way to say something, right? Then they go like, that's the person that wasn't working on their interpersonal skills, right? Well, it could be your family member go judging you, saying all sorts of shit, right? How many people do that? How many people go into their world and just go, I'm all up in my head. I'm all up in my head, and I just didn't know how I responded to people. I just treated them any certain type of way, and I let the chips fall where they may. A lot of us, well, fuck it. When we do that, well, fuck it. If someone's lazy, it says I shrugged off a weight. No, it's not fuck it. It's always going to be something. You're not getting off this planet without other human beings. It's just something that everybody has to wake up to. You're going to have to get along with your parents. You're going to have to get along with other people. And not have to, because I hate that word, but choose to. Choose to get along with other people. Choose to create a harmonious environment. Choose to leave them with some sort of positivity versus all the other shit that we do, leaving our moods on people, not biting our tongues, talking emotionally. I don't know. I don't write this stuff down, but you know what I'm saying. Like this is what we do to others, and that's the thing I wanted. The aha moment of today was like, get on your interpersonal skills, man, because you are surrounded by other monkeys in this tree, and a lot of those monkeys are worried about greed or chasing money or fucking or something of that the basic nature. But you got to be able to talk to the ones that are fucking. You got to be able to talk to the ones that are greedy. You got to be able to talk to yourself and others. It's just that. And that ability is huge, man. Huge. I'm not asking you to go do a public speech. I'm not asking you guys to do 5,000 people speeches and talking. That's really nerve wracking. That's ballsy. That's eventually where I want to go with this. I started doing it yesterday, reaching out to all the G4 Live people for this weed convention that's coming. And I know half these people, and I could be a panelist. What's stopping me from being a motivational speaker, public speaker, than being the guy that keeps sitting there? My balls. Just right there, I know my answers. I know me and I know the truth. And it's like if you face your fears, like we talked about the other day with Les Brown about 3 days ago, and you let them sit with you for a minute and hear me out because I'm only 30 minutes in, and you had a conversations with your fears. You're like, we had the why not? Why not, Mr. Penang in Thailand? You want to go borrow the chainsaw? Why not? You want to climb a fucking coconut? Why not, tree? Climb a coconut tree. There was so many why nots, and I started sitting there. Why not? Why am I not living like this? Why am I not having a bungalow system in Thailand? And why am I not living around the world? And why am I not happy as fuck? And holy shit, I had some answering to do. And again, the questions are easy, but the answers are hard. These aren't bubble filling questions. Like, shit, dude, why am I not? Why didn't I not take that opportunity to go to America's Got Talent? Because I didn't have the balls. You go right back to it. Why didn't I talk to that beautiful girl in the elevator that I really felt I needed to talk to? Because I didn't have the balls. Why didn't I follow through with my business plan? There's so many things that we don't do. We we place ourselves, and I said that about 2 days ago. I'll pop that up here, but the limiting self-disbeliefs will place ourselves in a box and say, this is where I fit, this is the only thing that I'm good for, and this is what I do. And I'm talking about reflipping this box. I'm talking about making your box better. You go into your box in your home, in your apartment, you'll go put up a fucking poster, you'll go put up, you'll decorate your little prison cell just like prisoners do, make it feel more comfortable for you, your box. Now, let me really make it more comfortable for you for the rest of your life. Find a way to talk to people better. That's it. That's it. This could be a 1 out of 10 list, but I'm going to just give you a life hack right now that'll change your life forever. Everybody else is selling it for $3.99, 3 easy payments of $9.99 on your credit card. This is going to be hardest work you've ever done in your life, but it'll be the most transformative work you'll ever do in your life. And hear me now. Hear me now, as they say. Feel me now. Feel me now when I say this. Work on the way that you communicate with people. That's it. That's bigger slices of cheesecake from the waiter. It's the police officer letting you go. It's the non headaches in the future. It's the release of drama. It's the choice of peace over being right. It's a harmonious life. And who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want a harmonious life to get along with other people like these kids? Watch, I'm gonna show you. But Joe, they know I do this show, the morning marijuana motivation, and we got to get a good altercation. No altercations. We're gonna have a good transaction because we're sharing, and we're giving, and we're caring. And when you share and you care and you communicate, everybody's down there. Yeah. Blessings. Keep shining. Keep shining. And that's what we do. We share. We share with people. We want positive outcomes. We want things to go right, and stop self-sabotaging, and stop infighting, and stop getting moody with your mom, and infighting with your boyfriend and all the other shit you didn't eat. So it's your turn to tell him to shut the fuck up in the car. I've done it. Being honest right now, I've done it. But what else I've done is stop static just now. I take a choice. I've always smoked weed. I could roll another blunt. Shit, there's plenty of weed, But to chill other motherfuckers out, to get their mind right, to get their ego right. So they were already shouting it out yesterday, like, yeah, we're on the show. Now they really on the show. Now they were like, oh shit, this motherfucker's gonna say some shit. It's gonna be some shit. No, he didn't. He just dropped us a blunt from the sky, weed from above. It's like your transaction just changed. My transaction's way cooler. These kids got my back now instead of I gotta watch my back from these kids. My choice. And I literally had this choice in my head this morning. I knew what an altercation looked like. I've already had some issues with these young boys. They've already kind of eyeballed me. We've kind of started to walk around. I'm sure you've had plenty of interpersonal relationships where you're same dogs in the yard, and didn't think that you could change the situation, right? To outsmart your enemies, right? I'm giving you life skills, but I mean, like, think about that. Like, who would have thought to be able to outthink their enemies? No, mostly we're conniving, we're manipulating, we're trying to win a war instead of winning the war inside of ourselves, right? And this is the biggest thing I've ever done in my life, but have a conversation with myself. Like, the conversation was real with myself. Why do I do the things that I'm doing? Am I trying to chase my daddy's approval? And yep, damn, dude. Well, what if I didn't want to hear his approval? What would I have done then? What would have happened if I was better with my siblings? I would have had stronger relationships, and I wouldn't be so lonely right now. I'm like, shit. These are deep. If I sit still long enough, don't drink, don't smoke, I'll have some clarity. And the claritist moment I could give in these last couple of shows, because you're getting the podcast for free, but it's going to turn into a podcast and have a Patreon, and we're going to start doing some producing, and it's going to be a cooler show, green screens, all that. But the truth of it, the thing that we're practicing and I'm giving away for free, but it's going to cost you your future and all the outcomes of your future. Hear me now. Feel me now. Communication with others. And that's it. Are they dying? Is it too danky? Too funny, these kids these days. I heard some coughing, but engagement. Everybody's looking to get engagement from their cell phones, their like pages, the engagement, the comments, but they don't engage nobody else. We're on a pattern, stuck on not talking to each other, stuck on only talking to each other when we're drunk or we feel strong enough, the liquid courage to talk to someone else. That's why people come to a bar. They're waiting to talk to someone. They're waiting to sleep with someone. They've been to hug someone. They've been waiting to tell the thing that's in their heart to the bartender who's not even a psychologist, dog. They're not even a trained professional, but they'll use anyone who hasn't been hurt inside and start sitting next to a stranger and telling their life story. It's like taxi cab confessionals. Well, anybody, please listen, and they're desperate out there. It's worse than begging. It's not just begging, it's desperation. It's one of those things where we are desperate to be held. We are desperate to not be alone. We are desperate to be felt. And that's where it is. We cut each other off, right? We cut each other off from being the boss. We cut each other off from communicating. We cut each other off from touchdowns. We have cut each other off from the existence of existing more. We've made it almost impossible to, it's not impossible, everything's possible. I'm possible, you're possible, this is possible. But changing the vibe when you're in the grocery line and everybody's acting like that, that's why I put the words on the back. For the Saints Addiction shirts, the ones with like the powerful words, the movement, the love over hate's on the front. That's the Saints Anarchy. But when the ones on the back that sends you a message that you is too scared to talk to the person in front of you, but the words are talking back to you, and that might actually start the conversation. That you might actually say, "Hey, what's that shirt mean? I really like that shirt. Where'd you get that shirt?" That's the effect I'm looking for. Not that I'm going to sell a shirt, but that I started a conversation. And that's what I've always loved about the magic of shirts and being a shirt addict. This is why it is Saints Addiction, is because I get to stay creative, but you get to, you know what I mean? You feel me? F the box. So fuck that box. You want to get out of your box. Seriously, everybody's in a cage. I call it the square within the square. You only go from your square in your room to your bathroom. That's a bigger square. We rise. There you go. And then you go to your work, your city. And you stay within this square. And to develop ourselves to get out of that square is going to take some anti-fear. You're going to have to get your vitamin no on and start taking that on a regular basis, and also stop giving out your negativity. You know how hard that was for me? This is one of the hardest things to do. It was harder than quitting cocaine. It was harder than quitting women. It was harder than quitting nicotine. It was harder than starting a business by myself. It was harder than starting a family. I'm telling you right now, interpersonal skills is one of the toughest things to do, and it's just shocking how many of us don't do it. It was CEOs, like you kept saying, I said it yesterday, but the global empires, they can track currencies from all over the world, but they can't even talk to their secretary. It's like, what's going on with me? Why do I talk this way all of a sudden? It's like, you've been possessed. Like, why do I sound like my father? Why do I keep acting like my mother? Why am I being abusive? Why am I being controlling? Why am I being rude? Did I eat? Did I sleep? Am I hungry? Tired? Am I angry? Am I fucking lonely? Am I horny? Like, let me check on myself. Let me check on myself. Let me get my morning marijuana motivation. I'm gonna roll this next blunt too because I've got another 15 minutes. But that's what it is. The aha moment, it really touched my heart, man. I'm gonna pause for the cause for this one because it really touched my heart, man. That I do this fucking show and people watch it, and I don't know who watches it. I walked in the street last night. Yeah, it touches my heart. Walking down the street, I wanted to get every small business out there, right? Every one of those motherfuckers. They're gonna get. I'm gonna get my print an hour flyer. Do I really need to get my flyer? Of course, because I hustle and grab my flyer. But I wanted this to sink in because I just walked past the dude and home goes right there. I take pictures of him, and it's my homie, right? And he's a really cool dude. Where's the flyer? I'm not a hustler if I don't have the flyer. You feel me? Oh, I took it out of my pocket? No, it's in that bag. Saying you didn't even have to come in here, you stoner. You should have just reached in a wee swag bag, homie, like we all need. Stop letting out the air conditioning and get the motherfucking flyer out the bag, duh. Motherfucker, damn, that's what hustlers do. You know what I mean? You gotta hustle. Flipping this all around. Bam! There it is. Boom, baby, boom. Print in an hour. Right there. Real hustler. Always got a flyer on them. That's flyers in an hour, business cards in an hour, shirts in an hour. People are already starting to hit me up. You can hit me up too. The hustle is real. Like, we get it all in. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is real. We can print these bags too. We got bags in an hour. So if you want one, holler at your boy. So anyway. So as we're going weed club and everybody's getting their weed swag bags and getting their cards and well, let me grab a card. Shit, I don't see one out here. Oh, there it is right here. See, I'm tripping. I'm too hot. Too high for this show right now. Boom. So you got your weed club. You're right. I did show it off to you. There it is. Thank you for watching this whole time too. Let me get you a real message out of this. And I don't want you to just waste an hour of your day and lose part of your Saturday. First Friday was awesome last night. If everybody gets a first Friday in their city, every community will be all right. Just food trucks and art and talking and walking. Anyway, the free stuff. So anyway, when you're done, living in fear, when you're done making excuses, right? What I'm trying to sink home here is that you can change your outcome. It's so important that we respond in a positive manner so that our lives become more harmonious There is so much drama out there. Shinolas, they used to say in the old school way. Trying to find the shine in the shade is one of the toughest acts to be a part of. And as I keep living my life and I'm trying to improve my outcomes, I saw a lot of ways I could have improved, and I think we all can improve. And it's so important that we do improve. Like the computers are moving faster, AI's moving faster, but we haven't adapted to each other yet. We haven't found a way to talk to each other in a peaceful manner. Our most practice for interpersonal communication is usually at a restaurant. You go in to order something from someone and you're polite, you're making eye contact, you're courteous. And then the other times is when we're in a bar, is when we're inebriated. We're trying to maintain who we are, but not, which is an interesting way of doing things. You kind of want to be you, but less of you, if that makes any sense to anyone. You know what I mean? You are trying to be you, but you're trying to be the not scared version of you. How about that? So if we keep showing up in our lives, this is a big if. It won't be an if you take initiative, right? Whoa. It won't be an if you take initiative. It won't be an if you take initiative. It will be an if when you, not if you, when you take initiative. I love that. My buddy owns Initiative brand. I think it's fucking dope as fuck. But you gotta take initiative. You gotta take that first step. I think that's the hugest part of the thing is starting. So start with someone easy. Start with the security guard. Start with the 7-Eleven guy, girl. Start with your friends. Start with your family. Start easy. In the morning, you've always woke up and said something to somebody, good morning, da da da, this, blah, 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 right? This is just how we respond. What if you didn't have your phone in your hand by the first time you talked to somebody in the morning? I mean, seriously, when's the last time you've been able to greet someone interpersonally without a phone in your hand or them on the phone at the same time? That's attention, right? It's not hard switch, right? But it's our amount of attention we're giving. We're doling it out. We're really focused when we're in on our phone. We're really sunk in when we want to look at a news ad or the next post or whatever the fuck is, what you call that? Clickbait. It's designed to do that. So if you have that amount of attention for some clickbait that has nothing to do with you, put that amount of attention in this for the rest of your future, because I'm closing out in 12 minutes this show. Roll another blunt too. It's Saturday. Enjoy your life. Blessings, Saints Addiction. Anyway, the point is that now we've always been acting the way that we have been. And I don't want you to change your personality. This ain't a fucking cult. This isn't anything like that. What I'm saying is put a tint or a filter or some shine on your shade real quick and to churn out the outcome. We all have the choice to either live or die, right? We all have the choice to be happy or angry. And I'm asking you to choose happy today. I'm actually asking you to choose peace. It's such a great feeling for everyone. Paz, as they say in Portuguese, the chi of it, the energy for us to say, no more am I going to be the type of person that spreads my negativity. It's so easy to say, such a cliche. But what if you started talking to people like a frisbee and ended the conversation like a baseball or whatever you're trying to aim for, that you end it with them feeling good about themselves? Even if they were throwing bricks at you like Martin Luther King for racism and anger, where you wanted them to still go home safe to their family, where you didn't see enemy blood and fight into hearts because you could, right? Like, because you could, or because you believe so. I mean, the Aztecs were throwing bodies down temples. Stop throwing bodies. Stop cutting heads off. Stop giving people the worst part of you. That's what I've been learning. And just watch things change. Watch they say flirt with the cook, right? Watch your portions get bigger. Watch your options become available. Watch people stop attacking you and putting out that energy. And that's what I really thought was like, oh my God, dude, this is like magic. I got to do a whole hour on this show. Like, And then my homie practiced it yesterday too. Not just yesterday, but he's been practicing it in New Zealand for months and stuff because he's been watching the show. And he just said thank you, like in a way that I'd never been thanked before. It wasn't like thank you for doing that, bro. No, it was I was practicing what you were preaching, bro. I was like, that's the best thank you note I've ever gotten. Like, because I'm working on this thing. I haven't named it. I don't have a logo for it. There's the logo for Print an Hour. Made that. Like there's logos and slogans, and I do that often. That's marketing. This is a movement, right? This is an aha moment, an awakening for anybody that wants to be in woke culture and say that they're awakened. I got 9 minutes to close this out for you. Think about the way you interact with people as a game. And if your points, your mana, your energy bar, Street Fighter bar, how would you be winning in life? And then I'm gonna let you grade yourself because this isn't a degrade. I'm gonna let you grade yourself. I'm gonna roll this blunt real quick while you think about it. But I know I was failing in life at that. I would get so frustrated that I would use it as an excuse to take it out on other people. If I'm frustrated, you're going to get some of my frustration. And as my scorpion friend said so eloquently, she said, ya, ya, ya. She said, that was her catchphrase, by the way. Ya, 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 you know what I mean? When the girls would see each other on the street, ya, you know what I'm saying? What's up, girl? Holla. You know what I'm saying? When she would do that, she was in a deep way, and she told me to my heart, she said, I don't want her alone, Mark. Like a classic Scorpio. I was like, these bitches, you got to bleed too. If I didn't live with vengeance, and I'm not trying to preach Christianity, I became almost an instant pacifist, and a lot of people would just say, this is a non-violent approach, if you will, and if it is good, because that's like every hero of mine. That's Mahatma Gandhi. That's Martin Luther King. That's all the other people that I look up to practice nonviolence. Okay, practice nonviolence, and this is my way of not being violent in a world that's very violent, where they're bombing children in the Ukraine, and you're like, what the fuck is going on right now? We got to find a way to not spread the objections while we're just standing around in the circle jerks with our people. Instead of talking about rumors or someone else's life, I want you to actively start participating in treating other people right. And I know it sounds cliche, and I know everybody says that, the golden rule, treat others like you want to be treated. And it is a lot like that. But I'm saying be the ambassador for the change. Showed it off today. To me, yeah, no, but think about that, being an ambassador for the change. Like where you would literally go, I'm not just this one person or this checkout lady that's in front of me, or because they gave me a vibe or I was pinging them. But I'm saying even for your own mortal enemies, where you're just not in the mood to eat hearts anymore. That you're in the mood to heal hearts and be a part of that. Where you're just like, cursing at you doesn't make me feel any better. Beating your ass doesn't make me feel any better. We ain't gonna get nowhere doing it that way. And you can almost talk to people like this too. You could be like, yo, beating your ass ain't gonna get me nowhere. It's almost like being a badass motherfucker. Hear me out now. When you were doing your boy, what's his name? Samuel L. Jackson, where he's calm as the other side of the pillow, baby, cool as the other side of the pillow, sitting there going, I'm a badass motherfucker. Like normally, when some guns are in my face, I'm coming guns blazing back, right? But he's not that way in this scene. Amazing Hollywood moment, but think about how cool he is. He says, "Keep calm, honey bunny, stay cool. What are we? We're like Fonzie. We're cool. Take the advice of Fonzie, man. Stay cool. Stay cool under pressure. I know it's going to be really hard to ask someone to do, but I'm telling you, the only thing I'm trying to do is defuse. I'm taking the energy out of it already. I'm calm under pressure because I don't want to be uncalm under pressure. You feel that? And how many of us have been uncalm under pressure? I know I got an F in it. I failed at it. And if I had some self-control, if I had some foresight, that's 2020, our sight to be able to see, it's 2020, hindsight's 2020. But what I'm really saying is now it's a part of my character. There won't be no 2020. It's going to be 40-40. It's going to be double the positivity, double the awesomeness, double everything because I'm putting out that energy. I'm actually putting in the work to talk to someone differently. So the outcome changes. So that I can put in, I don't even know what to call this again, guys. This isn't like a system. This doesn't look like I learned it from Tony Robbins or anything. None of that. None of that is what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is we know ourselves, and to really to know thyself and to intercommunicate with others, it's huge, bro. It's fucking massive. If we can just start having conversations with people without it being rude, we start transforming our lives. All our interactions become positive. People want to be around us. Now we got the vibe on us, right? We got that shine on us. Where now our whole schedule starts blowing up, kind of like my phone, you know? The whole schedule's blowing up. You're like, people want to be around me. My calendar is full of smiling faces and events that I can go to and be healthy and find outfits and take selfies. And but you know what? Not even take selfies. Fuck selfies, man. I'm gonna live in the moment. I'm gonna keep my phone off me and look at the crescent moon over the band last night at First Friday. Watching these young guys get off with the light behind them and shit. That's fucking cool to me. I'm gonna live in that moment. I'm gonna choose moments to keep my phone in my pocket. I'm gonna choose moments. I'm gonna choose friends and moments over my phone all day. I'm gonna start just actually putting that shit in my pocket and off the table. Like it becomes too quick access. If you leave it on the table, make it a mental note to keep it in your pocket. So that way, when you holler at somebody next time, you got my full undivided attention. We should make some full undivided attention. When's the last time you put any full undivided attention to anything without having a phone in your hand on the shitter in the shower? I'm just exaggerating, but there we are. We're just so scattered and time goes by so fast. What I'm letting say is if your time's going to go by and you have any interaction with another human being, do yourself a favor, not like you're Jesus, but literally try to make it a game to end it on a positive note, to literally flip the whole conversation. I'm being real right now. Flip the whole thing where you understood the other human being, right? You wanted them to feel understood, and you wanted them to feel peaceful at the end. Send them love and watch the love start flowing your way. And don't just do it because you want love to flow your way. Do it because you don't want no more static. Do it for a more selfish reason. That you want harmony in your life, that you don't want to be talking shit with people, and you don't need to be so defensive. I didn't know. It was my self-defense mechanism. What's up? So instead of being defensive, I'm giving people a life hack to be offensive and say that the next interactions that I have will be positive. The next things, the next people, humans, not things, humans that interact with me will get the best part of me. And I'm giving that myself to the world, a better version of me. Not that I owe the world anything. The world doesn't owe me anything. It's not like that at all. It's just a concentration to stop being part of the problem and start being part of the solution. And just go, I want to be part of the solution. That simple. I want my life to work. I want it to function. I want all my relationships to work out well. And I tell people that all the time, and then they start getting on my level. I want all my relationships to work out well. I want all my relationships to work out well. Be a mantra, just start jiving with all and any and all, creatures, kind. What do they say? Jew and Gentile? Well, is that racist? Anyway, man, woman, and child, like give them that best of you. And if you want to still be a dick, if you still want to hold on to some shit, go to another channel, of course, or go sit in a room and do that to yourself. That's just self-abuse. From here on out, we're sharing the light over abuse, shine over abuse. We're going to be a part of the solution. Thank you for sparing an hour of your time with me. It was a blessing to be able to break bread with people. Go be the change, peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. And get yourself another blunt in another hour. And then you can watch my next show because it'll pop up too. I've been killing the game. Peace. Saints Addiction.